Grand Rising, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. No need to adjust your television sets. It is I, Ptah Shakur, here for the most powerful of all hours, the Ptah Shakur Speaks program. I'm going to give it a few moments to allow individuals to, let me fix my collar here, to get acclimated here. I'm going to check in, make sure I got my microphone checked. Everything is coming out really, really lovely. I just want to remind everybody this is a live call-in show. There I go. Yes, sir. So you can feel free to give a call in. The call-in number's at the bottom of the screen. If you would like to put comments on, be mindful that I will periodically check my Facebook page here to make sure that I'm coming across live and clear. So if you do leave a comment, please be patient with me. I will try my due diligence to get to your question so I can expound on that. I'm gonna start pretty quickly once I'm assured everything is proper here. And if anybody wants to give a call in to make sure that I'm being heard, I think the last program that we did, I think the whole 30 minutes of it was kind of inaudible. Let me see what I got here. Check. If you do leave a beautiful. So, welcome everybody. This is, like I said, the Ptah Shakur Speaks program. This is a live television program being broadcasted on the White Rose Community Television viewership, as well as this is streaming live on my Ptah Shakur Facebook page, and then later on tonight or maybe tomorrow, I will be going on the YouTube program. So, call-in show, like I said, the call-in number is 717-846-5067. I do got a couple of little buddies out there. I'm kind of seen in the community as a TikTok and a Facebook checker. So some of the information, this is a beautiful time to be alive. Let me just start there. This is a grand time. That's why I say grand rising, everybody. People say good morning. We got to understand how words are so super supremely important. So when we're saying good, that's good. That means I was taught good means 70% right, 30% wrong. And morning, who wants to get your day started with some morning? No, we want to get it started with some grand. And we want to do rising, because this truly is the most remarkable time to be alive. This is a great, powerful, the great and dreadful day of the Lord, what it says in the good book there. It's great if you understand what's taking place, and it's kind of dreadful if you do not. This is the time that the Mayans spoke about in 2012 when he was alluding to this particular time. It was a signpost pointing to the time that we're living in right now. This is the time of the great conscious shift, the great cosmic shift. This was alluded to in the scriptures when they were speaking about the return of Christ consciousness and the resurrection and all that other good stuff. That's taking place right now. So truly an amazing time. And anyone who is pulling air right now, I got tremendous respect to anyone that's alive and choose to incarnate at this particular time where the game is on the line. So I got tremendous respect to anybody who is alive and expressing themselves at this time. So I see myself as a bridge helping to explain some of the changes that we're going through and why and how and all that information. So I'm going to get into my little intro and kind of explains a little bit who I am. This is an affirmation that I say every single day. If you want to take this and utilize it for your own, go right ahead. But with that, I'm just going to go ahead and go into it, and we're going to let it do what it do. So I, Ptah Shakur, I pledge to always look for the best in each and every opportunity, and each and every one, especially starting with myself. I come from love, I am love, and I choose to look at the world through the lens of love. I commit myself to choosing the upper room towards vibrating at the highest level possible. Thank you. I am free. Behold, I make all things new. Even with that statement right there that gets me supercharged up to positively contaminate my next moves in my life, looking through the lens of love, which is very, very important at this particular time. We have other individuals, they shall remain nameless for now. Their names will be blurted out very, very shortly, because this is the age of truth. However, the idea is for us to express love and light at this particular time and access that divine that is right inside your chest. So like I said, we'll go ahead and jump right on into it. Disclaimer. Can't forget this. Warning. The information you hear, it may trigger you, it may excite you, it may depress you, it may cause a myriad of emotions and feelings. I promise you. This is the reason why this is a live call-in show. Take advantage of why it's here. If anything I'm sharing, it may you would like any type of clarity. I fashion it in the most truthful, loving way possible. This is my my contribution to humanity, to help everyone who wants to ascend to different levels of consciousness and to better yourself. This is what I'm here to do. So please be gentle with me. I'll be gentle with you. Go ahead and call in. We can get a wonderful kind of conversation. I do have some individuals said they're going to call in and kind of throw some way out of the kind of stump me and throw some questions. I love it. Bring it all on. So I am a catalyst for change. I'm a role model, a youth advocate, transformational life coach, Reiki practitioner, entrepreneur, spirit guide, and channel. I'm a rebel here to uninstall cowardlessness. I, Ptah Shakur, seek to shed light on the daily atrocities that are orchestrated by the elites who seek control of you and I, and their end game is near. I intend to promote nothing but love, light, education, motivation for all those seeking to understand the current changes of cosmic energy, which is now pulsing in every animate and inanimate object on this planet and including in every planet in our solar system. I'm a dangerous man to those elites and their shadow government that's been corrupting the world since the 1950s, and for anyone who is willfully participating in your own energetic enslavement. For those who identify as feminine, we need your contribution. We need your energy. We need your vision. We need your love to help correct the ills that we've been experiencing. I've been on this planet, I ain't going to say how long, I've been on it for a while. And we all, if you've been on this planet for any inordinate amount of time, you understand that this situation is kind of going out of hand as far as how we're treating the public, how we're treating our own fellow man, how we're treating the planet. So we need to counterbalance that overly masculine energy with more feminine energy. So we understand that we, meaning individuals in my village and my clan, are on the level of knowledge and awareness, understand the feminine energy and how important it is to return. For those who identify as masculine, listen up. I'm asking you to join me in this particular mindset. We would rather die like a man rather than to live like a coward. And I'm asking every single able-bodied man or soon-to-be man to step to the plate and actually protect your human family and do what's necessary for us to evolve. To my 84 YouTube subscribers, I appreciate every last one of you. We 84 on the way to 84,000. I want to remind you all that you are eternal beings, with forever being just a small fraction of eternity. You are most beautiful, powerful, love-like children of the most divine grade programmer, which we call God, which has a myriad of names, but understand that that is at the core essence of everything in life, and we reflect that particular life. Remember, you are not a drop in the ocean, you are the ocean in the drop. Study sacred geometry and fractals, if you want to understand that. Fractals is a simple mathematical equation, whereas if you zoom into it, you see that it's a repeating function of itself. So we are purely reflections of this most divine energy. Yes, you that's listening right now, you are a reflection. You are an interdimensional being. When you lay down at night, you have these wonderful dreams. What do you think what you think that's all about? The greater part of yourself is a spiritual being. You are a spiritual being experiencing a part-time physical expression. You are not a physical being with a sometimes spiritual experience. You are extremely powerful spiritual being, and we have ability to interact with the world around us. I'm going through two principles of the laws and principles of creation, and then we're going to kind of go into the different stages of consciousness around with that. However, to all my hooded youth, I love you. We love you. And even though my generation has let you down and the generation before has let you down due ignorance and what we allowed the food that we allowed our youth to enjoy in the form of music, I guess you could call it, in the form of food, I guess you could call it. All of those things, or form of things, have passed away, and the buck stops here. This is the most beautiful time to live. So I'm asking anybody over the age of 30, you have a gift to give. You have a gift of wisdom and knowledge that you can expand and express to the youth. Do whatever you can. To all my, do whatever you can so we can unlock those powerful souls. Because the youth that are actually walking the face of the earth right now are the most oldest souls in creation that have returned back just for this wonderful time that I'm going to share with you. So understand that they have that God divine power in it, but they need that guidance to unlock their greatness. So step to the plate, like I said. To all my star seeds, wanderers, indigo children, angelic souls, we are the new founding fathers of this creation. I'm asking everybody to unite. First of all, find that unconditional love for yourself, and then give a small portion of that to your reflections that are walking around masquerading as your fellow human beings. I am the omnipresent, all-powerful, protecting intelligence that's governing this here mind-body complex. I am invincible. I am the presence of divine harmony. I am connected to the frequency in the heart of God, and I now bring forth the solutions to change myself and to change the world. I am a limitless open door which no man can shut. I am the mighty presence of source and action. In short, I'm your brother. Shorter, I'm you. So just kind of get that stuff out of the way. I apologize. It kind of sound a little bit egotistical a little bit, but it's a little disclaimer that I should say. I gotta let everybody know what the importance of what it is that is being expressed. These particular videos will serve as somewhat of a introductionary curriculum, soon to be very, very sought after for individuals that are looking to ascend to different levels in consciousness. So, like I said, check, disclaimer out the way, check, intro, like I said, I am the premier expert on theology, energy, frequency, and vibration, and the best and most informative YouTube content creator that's out there. So check me out on YouTube, Ptah Shakur at YouTube. Before I get into all that, I'm going to share, I opened up with this particular. Anybody who has been watching this program for any amount of time know I have my Ptah Shakur emblem. Shout out to my son for making that for me. But I just figured I'm going to start out with something a little bit different. Let's start out with this wonderful, powerful image. Image of youth. Can you remember when you were a youth? There's one of the most powerful poems. It says, and I'm just going to paraphrase. I know it's in the Coach Carter movie, and it's I forget what the title was. However, it says, "What are we afraid of the most?" Throughout that whole Coach Carter movie, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. I mean this from my heart. I don't own any stock in the Coach Carter movie. I'm not going to get any residuals. So check it out. So throughout the movie, it's a movie about Samuel L. Jackson. He was teaching the young boys how to play basketball, how to work as a group in a unit, and teaching them leadership skills and such. And he mentioned to them, what are we afraid of the most? You looked around and had no clue what he was talking about. And he'd shake his head and walk off. He said numerous times throughout the movie. And at the very, very end, one of the young men stood up and he shared. He said, what are we afraid of the most is not that we are insignificant. What we are afraid of the most is that we are immensely powerful beyond measure. Paraphrasing. We are meant to shine like children do. And when we let our light shine, we subconsciously give the right of others to let their light shine as well. So we're going to shine like children do. We're not going to hold grudges. Look at these beautiful faces right here. Got a beautiful young individual from Israel, Palestine. Shout out, love, light goes out to the civilians. I know we had some wonderful news that kind of broke through the airways over the weekend as far as some of the hostages being released and everything. It was very, very powerful, but we got to keep it going. For those civilians there in Palestine and Israel, our heart goes out to you. We should do our best, everybody, in the form of sending love and light energy, just in the form of prayer, whatever singular form of prayer you use. And not only just with Israel and Palestine. We got some horrible atrocities that is affecting the mother country right now. We got horrible atrocities that's really taking across the entire landscape of America. So with that, we want to make sure that we keep all that in mind when we make our decisions and make sure that we are focusing on love and light. Let me get to the purpose of all this. So that's my disclaimer. Show's purpose. This show right here, Ptah Shakur Speaks program, this is a show, like I was sharing in my little intro, is inspired to educate, inspire, and enliven. So conversation will go on the form of nutrition, very, very important. We'll be talking about energy and frequency. As far as today, we're going to go into laws and principles of creation, like I said, and how you can master and manifest things to come in your life. I know you might say, oh, that sounds magical. Oh, well, it is. We've been duped. We've been deceived. There's powers that be. Yes, you. No matter how much money you got in your bank account or how much the perception of freedom that you think you have. Understand that this is the greatest time to be alive, and a lot of that truth is being exposed right now to show you you're not as secure as you thought you were. You're not as informed as you thought you were. So even with that information, the information of how we interact with the world around us, understand that when we speak, our words not only just affect the moisture in the air in the form of sound waves, we actually have the ability to actually give permission for physical matter to come in and out of existence. If anyone who do this, and let me share with this. This is peer-reviewed scientific information that I'm sharing with you. I'm not a fly-by-night TikTok individual. I watch a couple videos, get hyped up, and figure out, hey, I'm within my authorized to come on a television program and share this bit of information. Check out the double slit theory. Double slit theory. I've shared it on numerous occasions. I'm not going to go too much into it. That is proved factual information, scientifically proven information. Scientists are baffled as far as how, with the purpose of observation, your observation, your awareness of what's going on around you decides whether matter becomes a particle or a wave. Yes, you. Who would have thought that you woke up on Monday, whatever this date is today, November something, and figured that you would hear some information to share? Yes, you. That interdimensional being, like I said, when you lay down to sleep at night, you have the ability to interact and decide whether physical matter is a particle or a wave. And all of this comes through knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Understand this. Just the basic model of some of the things we were taught in school makes sense. Some of it. In the form of what is an atom? 99% of an atom is space. That means 99% of you is space. So whereas you feel and look and you have the sensation of being a purely physical being, you're really not. You really have a more energetic light frequency. And yes, scientists have discovered that. Your body actually emits a physical light. Animals see it. They have highly sensitive equipment that can detect it. So basically, I just kind of sum all this up so I can kind of go into the main purpose of what I'm here to express is that buckle up. This is a ride that we're going into where we can really open our minds. Open your mind to the reality of things that are not exactly how you thought. There will be a time coming up very, very shortly, and this is one thing that I would love to have this opportunity to interact with the public so I can help guide as many wonderful souls where they need to be. But there is a reckoning coming when majority information will come about to let the masses and the public inform them that we have been deceived and we've been ran astray, run amok, whatever type of analogies you want to use. However, fear not, fret not. Ptah Shakur is here. Make sure you share this information with your loved ones. You feel like calling in and actually expound on myriad of wonderful topics. Like I said, show purpose. We go into health, nutrition, energy, frequency, vibration, how to interact with the physical surroundings, how to better yourself, how to understand yourself. There's 5 main things that I try to keep things focused here as far as what we can go into. We can go into who is God, who is the devil, who are you, what is the time, and what must be done. Most of those are what's called a theology of time. If anyone has those particular books, so that's a way to kind of keep things nice, neatly, and organized. And the key thing is, for one, what is the time? This is the time, like I said, it was all the scriptures and scrolls been talking about. Let's go into something a little bit different. Who are you? And who you are and who we are all portions of reflection of the most divine grid programmer, like I said in my intro. And what does that mean? That means we have the ability to actually affect our reality around us. And so if you have a group of individuals, just imagine this. Imagine a very small group of individuals that had the ability to broadcast and project certain images and being able to change the frequency of music so when it hits your body, it doesn't hit it the way that it needs to be. And suppose this small group of individuals actually control the education system, not only in this country and in the world, and is able to utilize you and I's manifesting ability to help build heaven on earth for them. Imagine that. Wait, that sounds kind of reminiscent of how there's 1% of the population owns 99% of the wealth. So we really need to listen up because, like I said, the end game is very much near. But we're going to get into what the purpose of what I've got for you all today. And keep in mind, like I said, my base is science. So things that I'm sharing can be proven, hence, disprove me. And as far as when you are looking to go into the, I mentioned that I'm a Reiki practitioner and what that is and how to meditate, how to breathe. It's very, very important that I was very successful being a educator, shall we call it. Educating youth to the power and the understanding of who they are. And some of the key things, there's a lot of things to go into. The key things at this particular time is knowing how to breathe, how to tap to the divine within, and how to deflect some of this programming that is constantly being embedded. It's so difficult nowadays. You have YouTube, you have screens everywhere. Constantly, hey, look over here, look over here, look over here. They even made YouTube videos short now. You can find yourself on your face, on your phone. You know you're supposed to go to sleep. Set your alarm. Oh man, I got 6 hours of sleep. You mess around on your phone with all these images and all this projection. They know what you like. They study you. They're studying your eye movements. They're studying your interests. And they're continually giving you that shot of things that you need to keep your body consciousness. Ooh, what I'm talking about. To keep your body consciousness constantly entertained to the point where you're like, okay, I got 6 hours of sleep. Ooh, all right, well, I guess I get by on 5 hours of sleep. Well, you know, who really needs sleep nowadays? Just go right on to your job interview after being on TikTok all day. We know. As a matter of fact, and we're going to go into this on Our Power on Wednesday. Some of the findings that Facebook Meta is being sued right now because there's an extraordinary, I ain't going to waste your time, extraordinary amount of Facebook accounts that were open from 12 years and under. Now, mind you, you're not supposed to be 12 years under being on Facebook. However, they found there was certain millions of them on there. Did they kick them off? No. When they found out that there was young individuals on Facebook that was not supposed to be on Facebook, you would think Mark Zuckerberg would immediately put his foot down and say, we can't stand for this. No. Instead, they allowed it. And they constantly tracked all of that information and gathered all that data for an end game. We're going to that end game conversation at a time. Go to YouTube, Ptah Shakur. I can go into stuff very much detail. Anyway, point is, use your own noodle, use your own education. If you think that you're understanding the world from watching NBC Nightly News for 30 minutes and watching 10 selected news items for you, and those 10 selected news items is concurrent, whether you're in Dallas, Fort Worth, or whether you're over in Chicago, Illinois, you're all getting the same 10 or 12 bits of information. And if you don't use your own due diligence, you know, media print papers are going out of business, almost non-existent at this point. So where are we getting our news? Where are we getting our information? Understand we was warned at this time. We was warned about the mark of the beast. You got the mark of the beast in your hand? That's the question. But anyways, let's get on to the purpose here. What time do I got? Good Lord. Oh, let me just, I got to switch something around real quick. 8:24. Now I'm getting into the nitty and the gritty. All right, where am I at? Perfect. Perfect backdrop to what I'm about to go into. Why is that screen not changed yet? Must be a delay. There I go. Pay no attention to the back of the screen. Get to that in a moment. So, today we're going to talk a little bit about stages of consciousness. And so, one thing to understand is that when you sleep at night, there's certain stages of when you sleep. I'm going to prove things for you today, folks. Something that you can prove later on tonight. If you're here on the East Coast, you'll probably be visiting this experience in the next 3-4 hours. This is called sleep state. You have numerous sleep states. Number one, is what's called a dreamless sleep, aka where you have no experience with yourself, aka your ego. You're what you call knocked out. You don't know anything was taking place. You have another stage which is called a dreaming state. In this particular state, you have a vague sense of self, images, emotions stir into your dreams. You start having maybe nightmares or real pleasant. Some young people have real pleasant dreams. You know what I'm talking about? In which we know we are dreaming. And you say, oh man, I'm having a nice little dream. Ooh, let me pause right there. I'm gonna put a little caveat in there. For anybody who wants to take this a little further, listen up. When you find yourself in that level of sleep, when you say, okay, I must be dreaming. I just seen a purple hippopotamus just dribble a basketball down the street. Do this. For those who's daring to do this, I did this one time, and it brought pure understanding immediately. A friend of mine told me this. So you find yourself in that dream state, and you say, oh, I must be dreaming. Just utter these words in your mind. Say, out of body now. Try that. Call me next week during Ptah Shakur Monday. Let me know what your experience is. So, that's a level of sleep. Then we have what's called our awaking state. When you're up, you know, you might be waiting for the bus, or you're waiting in line to get your breakfast sandwich or things of that nature. This is where we know who we are, and we're in the illusion that we're conscious. Another level of consciousness is what's called self-observation. This is a consciousness of higher self, but a detachment from thoughts. Any object awareness of actions, experience, and abilities to remain detached from negative or positive emotions, no matter what's going on. What's that mean? That means when you're in a state of blissfulness, a state of peace. And if anyone does not, this sounds foreign, let me finish this last thing out. So, it is the ability to perceive the whole of life as an interesting experience, yet to be mindful, yet unaffected. So this is what we talk about being mindfulness. So people come to me all the time, say, Ptah, how do I meditate? How do I reach this certain level of consciousness where your thoughts are clear and clean? Before I get to that, I know we all have those certain times when we can't even sleep at night. You're laying down at night and your mind is just racing. You may have a report that's due. You may have your eviction notice on your door, or whether you got a cutoff notice, or you're just stressed out of what to get your little kitties for Christmas. And you would pray, say, man, leave me alone, mind. Give me some peace. And you would even pray, God, please give me some peace of mind. Ooh, I got a fine peace of mind. That's a Lauryn Hill song. You would pray for peace and respite. And particularly during this time, like I said, the agents of the enemies of truth are doing their very best to cause that mind to be racing when you sleep. Raising prices of food. I'm going to pause on that for a little bit. We have a caller here. I'm going to go ahead and entertain this caller here. Grand Rising, you are on the Ptah Shakur Speaks program. May I ask, you have a question or a comment?
Hello, yeah. I've been watching your show for a while now, and I see the colors of, like, the rainbow behind you. People, like, see other people's, like, favorite colors without asking? Or, like,
I'm sorry, I had to set up the microphone on the telephone thing. I didn't hear you. Would you repeat what you shared? I'm sorry.
those colors on the background.
Yeah.
Are those, like, what people's favorite colors are? Like, is it possible to see what people's favorite color without asking them? Or, like, before you ask them?
Well, basically, no. The actual colors that you see and the arrangement of them is really, really reminiscent of the chakra energy centers in your body. And just real briefly, each one of the colors represents a certain frequency. For instance, I got my glasses on. So the lower end of it, I'm gonna wrap this up real quick. So the lower end of it is the red, which is responsible for the root chakra. And then we kind of skip on up. The green is the heart chakra. So each of the frequencies have different colors. And then you reach over your pineal gland and your, I forget the gland, what's up on the top. But anyways, so basically this is reminiscent of the human body from your top of your head in the different chakra centers and the different colors that are in relations to that. And each color has a certain frequency. And so what you see behind me was called the Map of Consciousness. Are you familiar with Dr. David Hawkins?
Like Stephen Hawking?
Not Stephen Hawkings. No. He was a very, very intelligent individual as well. But there's an individual named Dr. David Hawkins who had a wonderful, powerful books. One's called Power versus Force. If anybody's watching at home, please check that out. One of the most powerful books I've ever read. And so he devised this, what you see behind me, which is called the Calibrated Level of Consciousness. So based off of those different levels, it has to do, it corresponds to a certain level of existence. For instance, and I'll make this real brief, those that operate on the lower level here, these are people that are more in the depressed stage of life where they're looking like suicidal and things of that nature. Then when you reach which is in the middle area, this is the boundary line between force and power. So when you move up through these different levels, your interaction with the world changes. So when you find individuals at the very top level, these are your avatars, these are your Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, and each one of those have a certain mindset according to them. Such as when you look where it says the view of life, individuals that are operating on the level of enlightenment, they see life as is. Or say, look, it's peaceful and perfect. Individuals that are on the lower end will see life as hell. So we may find ourselves in certain levels like that. I know me growing up, I listened to rap music like any other young man in the streets, and there was songs that would say, "Life's a bee and then you die. That's why we get high, 'cause you never know when we're gonna go." So basically, mine said like this world is hell. This is the matrix. It's hell. Based on those that view that you have of life will affect how you interact with things in your life and what you manifest in your life. Because whatever you think about, you continue to receive more of that. If you think about abundance and riches and opportunities, then you will receive that. Your human body is basically a magnet. Hopefully I'm not talking too much.
Hey, man, I like your show. I gotta dip. Bye.
All right, thank you. Thank you for calling in. So yeah, that's what I was kind of alluding to and kind of getting into is as far as this, like I said, the map of consciousness, how you see God. How you see God is more important than how God sees you. Think about that for a moment. So if you see God and you see life as being, and you might have some people like that. You may have people at your workplace. You may have people, and you say you might be in a good mood. You had some good sleep because you actually put your phone away and you wasn't up playing on TikTok or whatever all night. So you got some good sleep. So you go into work. You got a chipper, a little pep in your step, and then you speak to somebody and say, "How you doing today?" "Oh man, it's, things in the news. Got another shooting yesterday, and." A car. People that are constantly complaining about their life. I mean, habitually complain. Not just once, every time. Every time they go out to eat. How was your food? Food was terrible. How was the movie? Movie was terrible. You gotta ask yourself, where are they focused? It's like if you're walking through a forest. Are you really noticing the flowers? All you're seeing is just tree bark, tree bark, tree bark, tree bark. So understand that you're, like I'm sharing thank you for the gentleman that called in. Respect. How, whatever you focus on, you receive more of that. That's what, in a nutshell, what they talk about like I said, this is being a master now. If you're not interested, it's high-level conversation. Some people have already turned. There's plenty of things to watch on Facebook or on WRTC community channel. There's so much things vying for your attention right now. You may not even paying attention to this. So is some individuals, you understand is that whatever you focus on, you get more of it. And it's put into coded language and seem to be real confusing called the secret, the law of attraction. What does all this mean? Matter of fact, we're just going to go into that. It's just understanding just this. Oh, this is the key thing. I was going to save this for my closing. Matter of fact, I might even see a little delay of me doing my little dance. That's funny. I was going to say this in my closing, but I think I'm going to go ahead and represent this right now. This is very important, so I need everybody to listen up. The idea that we are separate. And I don't know if y'all can hear my music kind of playing in the background. What I'm playing back in the background is solfeggio frequencies. Yes, you can go to YouTube and actually put in certain solfeggio frequencies. Hopefully you see the comments, the caption, and it spells it correctly, so you can check it out. I'm not even going to waste my time spelling it. However, it sets the mood, it sets the tone, it brings in the positive frequency. And just to remind everybody, this is Manifestation Monday. This is Do Something Scary Monday. This is the time for you to actually step outside of your comfort zone. Understand that your comfort zone is your disaster zone. So do something new. Do something new today. What's going to hurt you? What's going to stop you? So do something scary. Do something scary today and Google solfeggio frequency. And while you're at that, check out that new Andre 3000 album. I grew up listening to 3 Stacks. Put the album out, okay, he's on a whole nother level. As far as causing music that actually excites your cells. You understand that you have a human body, true. However, the foundation that builds up your body, you have 1,000 U's. You have 1,000,000 U's. You have your white blood cells, your red blood cells, you got your liver cells, your bone cells. All of those are interacting without you even understanding what's going on right now. While you're flicking through your phone right now, all of those are experiencing something. And they want something from you. They want real food. They don't want the things that's passed out, what you put into your mouth. It's not food. So your body gets fed up. So we want food. We want real food. We want salads. We want fruits. We want light. We want to go for a walk. We want fresh air. And you keep putting McDonald's and Popeyes. You better watch. They clone Tyrone. You need to put it on. Do something else scary. You ain't seen that. Put that on there today. Do something scary today. Your cells are calling for this. Understand that you have trillions of little U's. So music like solfeggio frequency feeds that. Salads, pure water, spring water. I think I told you in my little excerpt there, I'm scary to some individuals. The individuals that's fearful of me are the ones who created this matrix world, and seemingly we all follow it because of peer pressure, because our moms did it, our granddads did it. I had to go to war with my family, and I stopped eating pork. I didn't give it to they didn't care it was interesting. They didn't care when I stopped. But they started to care when I shared with them, don't feed it to my children. Oh, that was a war. My children have not been vaccinated from birth. Don't fall for that. When you're sitting in there, if you got a young family, young individual, like I said, they call me Uncle Ptah. If you're over the age of 40, age of over 50, you probably already turned the channel. Be honest with you. The youth, it said, thank you, oh God, for not giving this information to the wise and prudent, but instead revealing it unto the babes. These are the babes. These are the meek shall inherit the earth. These young ones that's walking the face of the earth, they vibe with me. They know exactly what I'm talking about. So those are the young individuals that right now these young individuals is having babies too. And I'm here to be a role model for you all. I'll let you know back in 2000 and something, 1999, when my first child was born. And I made a decision that I understood at that time the agents of the enemies of truth and how it orchestrated into our education system and into our healthcare system. Woo, we want to talk about healthcare another time. And I decided at that point, I wasn't, no, my children are not getting vaccinated. Nope, immunization, none of that. Anything in the Asian on it, I'm not getting it. Yes, I know, rubella, blah, 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 blah. Hey, I'm here to tell you, got 3 young individuals, they're all vibrantly doing well. Very rarely do they get sick. So I'm glad I stand on my 2 toes and I decide 2 toes. 2 big toes. Stood on my 10 toes. I think I got 10 of them. And I decided to make sure that I would follow knowledge and wisdom rather than the whims of so-called experts and so-called authorities and so-called family. I understand that they love, but you understand that some of your family right now is some of the greatest adversaries you ever going to meet in your life. If you want to stick to that, it's hey, blood is thicker than water. That's true. I don't know what that has to do with the conversation. Understand that some individuals you're gonna have to break through, and they're right there close, right in your midst, as they say. And so when you have to transgress that to move on. If you really want to access the divinity that's within and your true purpose, you're gonna have to come to a point where you got to stand on your own 10 toes or 2 toes, regardless of how many toes you got. But anyways. This is really, really key. This is really important. The idea that we are separate is the underlying cause of all of our fears. This is the lie. In pure awareness, there is no separation. Everything is entangled. Everything is one. You cannot live in acceptance of life until you are able to overcome your belief in separation. Separation is an illusion. Only one who knows who he truly is has the ability to live fearlessly without defenses and thus experience true peace. You must look within to uncover the way that is right for you. In silence, you will know intuitively what is best for you in the moment. So what that kind of boils down to is that a lot of individuals are living in a very illusionary state. And it's compounded by individuals that will do their due diligence to separate you, yes you, from the true power of who you are and what has already transpired through time. I'm not saying any new agey type stuff. This isn't something that I did to just fly by night. This is going back into Kemet. This is going back into Thoth. This is going back into ancient wisdom. Even some of the stuff that's in the Bible. And even the last program we did on the Hour of Power, we showed that book has been revised and revised and revised and revised and revised. Everything is to try to distract us from the understanding of who we are as intuitive beings. And we have the God divine right inside of us. Now, there's powers that be that do not want you to know that. Because as soon as we awake, their game is over. Which is happening anyways. We build riches and build castles for other individuals. And so if a person's not going to treat you right, they darn sure not going to teach you right. And then that mindset started with, don't say that ain't never happened before. Because if anybody's an African American in this particular country, you know that we were never, I would say even to this day, we were never treated right. So therefore, why would you teach someone how to access true divine knowledge, true freeing knowledge? Why would you tell somebody that if you won't even treat them right? Because that's an underlying fear that they could use that power then to come against me, and I've been treating them like dirt. It's counterproductive. So now we fast forward to 2023. It's not even just about black people. I'll be honest with you. If you listening, if you Latino, if you Caucasian, it don't matter if you're Democrat or Republican, they got the same jerseys. We all have been duped. We all have been mistreated. And some of the whistleblowing accounts that are coming out to share the knowledge, such as this. I'm not going to talk about UFOs and stuff now. Y'all going to experience that for yourself. What I'm going to talk about is Nikola Tesla, the man who shared knowledge, functional knowledge, of how to access 0 point energy, how to utilize energy between my hands. You have energy where you can tap into things. This might sound magical. This is scientifically proven. And somebody, please comment below, send a call in or whatever. I'll send you the link. I'll do a whole show on it. I'll do a whole show, I promise you. And share with you the findings that scientists and the experiments that they're doing If I can think of something right now, I'll go ahead and bust it out. However, it's a fact. So, back to what I'm sharing as far as these certain levels of consciousness, because you can't go anywhere until you understand who you are. And who you are, a divine being. So when you're able to access, well, last thing I was speaking about is that the enemy of truth is constantly get us things to worry about. There's jobs being cut. There's farmland being taken from the poor farmland. See all these different railroad train accidents. I think another one happened last week. I know. I'm getting off there. I did say a disclaimer, warning. Oh, let me share this other disclaimer. I forgot to say this one. I would never hurt myself. I would never kill myself. I would never do anything hurtful to myself or anyone else. I'm a happily married family man and a man about the community. And I'm all about nothing but light and love. But this information needs to be revealed. I'm sharing with you that the question things that you thought coming across your airwaves and was coming across through your teachers and those books, it's better to open your mind up to it now. So when that reckoning stage does happen, the energy could be directed in a more positive way, which is yourself expressing it, in a less destructive way, which that is coming as well. Because the most convenient emotion that is going to bubble to the surface when a person finds out that the things that they've been shared their entire lives and things that their mother has shared and their grandfather has shared, the level of depth of ignorance that we've been allowed to waddle in, when that information comes about, it's going to be quite a bit of anger. But let me kick into what I said, Nikola Tesla. We wasted 100 years. Dr. Stephen Greer actually wrote a wonderful book, and it's actually in a documentary. It's called The Lost Century. Just imagine if Nikola Tesla was allowed to, he was accepted in the scientific community. If he was accepted, because it is facts, then there would be no need for those electric lines that you see everywhere you go. You count. That's money. Every pole you see gets count. Let's say $1, $2, $3. That's money. That's went into somebody's pocket to put that up and put them wired, and the storm comes and we all get upset. Man, I don't have my TikTok I don't have my PlayStation for 2 weeks while they fix this up. Yay, they fixed it. Yeah, let me go over and do what I want. There was technology that existed that bypassed all of that. Don't even need it. It'd be convenient to have that. It'd be convenient to understand how we can heal ourselves and eradicate some of these conditions that take so many people off this planet. Understand this. Some people got very difficult decisions to make. They understand that there's more humans on this planet than it's designed for. And like I said, if they're not going to treat you right, they sure ain't going to teach you right. And so just understanding how your body is calling for these vegetables and calling for this water. It's saying, hey, we need this stuff in our lives. You don't want to give it to them. You don't want to listen. Cancer. I don't say that. I don't say that in a joking manner. I have quite a few loved ones who've passed from cancer due to the ignorance of, they just didn't know. Didn't know how important their mind is, how your thoughts are in relation to your physical body, how important water is, and speaking to your water in a positive language. You speak positively to your water and you go ahead and drown your water, guess what? Your cells are vibrating on a happy level. Matter of fact, do this today. Do something scary. Scary Monday. Talk to yourself. Look in the mirror and say, I love you, skin cells. I love you, heart cells. I love you, bone cells. I love you, white blood cells. You might want to say it too loud if you got other people living with you. They might be listening outside the bathroom door like, what is he doing? However, just spend a few moments and actually share. And you understand that the words you say out of your mouth have a positive energy that goes into things. Search up Dr. Amamoto Masamoto. Just look at the captions. Play this back. I don't know how to spell anything. Amamoto Matsumoto. As an individual I found out about in the What the Bleep Do You Know? Which he demonstrated that when you take water and you speak to the water, and then he flash freezes the water, and then he takes the telescope and has a camera takes a picture. Matter of fact, I got one of the images. I might pop it up. So much to get into. However, it's a proven fact that when you speak positively to your water changes and arranges in these beautiful, symmetrical, snowflake-like patterns. Check it out. I actually did this experiment with some of the youth, and like I said, I was an educator. Taught your children, y'all. Speaking to the water in a positive manner and pouring it into a plant. Have two plants, the same exact plant. Or get it some seeds. Get it from the beginning. Say something positive to the water. Pour it into one. Don't say nothing to the other water and pour it in there. Give it a week. Give it 2 weeks. Give it 3 weeks. You can see a proof positive as far as how that actually works. So if you look at your human body, if we're not going to give it the food that we want, we're not talking to it properly, we're not giving it good water, we're not giving it good air, then it just wants to protest. Body protest on you, and it's called cancer. Take you up out of here. And fine. You're not going to keep disrespecting me and think that I'm going to keep working for you. Oh, no. We're going to shut this liver on down. We're going to protest. So, it's very, very important to access these certain levels of consciousness, to get this peace of mind. People ask me all the time, how do I meditate? Do I got to get a special prayer rug? Do I need some special beads? You can get a couple jewelry. You can get some crystal jewelry, some crystal bracelets. You can get some crystals. Crystals help out a little bit. Every little bit counts. How do I meditate, Ptah? And I say it's simple. One of the simplest things is to close your eyes. You got to understand that this organ in your eye receives millions of bits of information every second. And to compound that, I see individuals, they're playing video games, doing homework, listening to the TV, listening to music, talking on the phone at the same time. All that information is being sent to your cerebral cortex. And then it has to decide, keep or save, keep or save, keep or save. If you kept everything that you saw consciously, stored it in here, your brain would be huge. So your mindset, your ego consciousness has to decide what to keep, what to throw in the trash, what to keep, what to throw in the trash. So if you can program every individual body consciousness, the truth can really come right out of my mouth, right to your ears. As soon as it goes to your ears, it goes to your eyes. Once it goes to that sorting, processing unit in your brain, trash, 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 trash. It's almost like it never existed. Some individuals, and some young individuals, talk to your youth. They're able to see certain things. Ask them about their dreams. Ask them what they're seeing. Some of them are able to see certain spectrums of understand that the visible light that we see is a very, very small frequency of what exists. So people they see ghosts, they see angels, they see auras. You got animals that can see these type of things. However, how we condition our mind, if we condition our mind where we can't, these things are impossible. No, that's not impossible. Ghosts don't exist. You're lying to yourself because you've seen a movie that scared the heck out of you and you just want to convince yourself that it don't exist. It does. But it's cool. But if you don't want to see it, then yeah. If you don't want to see it, yeah, you're right. Yeah, ghosts don't exist. Yeah, neither does aliens. Yep. And everything that Biden says out of his mouth is true. Yeah, that makes you feel comfortable. That's fine. However, if a person wants to really understand the reality, you really have to open your mind. And when you open your mind, then that processing unit in your brain starts to consider things before that it normally would just throw into the trash. And so we're talking about stillness of mind, people. We're talking about peace of mind. The ability when you let your head down at night, how restful are you? I'm telling you, some people will pay large sums of money for peace of mind, but this is how you do it. I'm giving this one away for free, folks. Pretty soon we're going to have to pay for some of this information. Believe that. Close your eyes. Like I said, that processing unit that is constantly making decisions, close your eyes. And you'll find that you have your other abilities and your other function of your brain. You're like, oh, okay, well, I guess we can. Other functions, other portions of your brain start to, okay, I guess we can start doing stuff now. That main processing unit is finally turned off. Now it's more energy for other parts of the brain. And so with that, close your eyes. You go even deeper. Now, before we get to that, step 2, don't go ahead. Do not go ahead of God. Number 2, breathe. What I mean by that? Breathe into the count of 4, hold to the count of 4, breathe out to the count of 8. Some of you all may be staring at your screen like right now, like that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Anybody can do that. Scary Monday, do that. See if you can breathe. Breathe into the count of 4, hold to the count of 4, breathe out to the count of 8 for more than 30 seconds. Now, mind you, we spend 5, 10, 15 minutes doing the most silliest things that don't benefit us, that don't help us get that peace of mind. Instead, it helps us to make our lives more horrible and more suffering in our lives. We'll spend 20, 30 minutes racking our brain and beating ourselves up for certain things. But will we spend 30 seconds of breathing in for? See who's courageous out there. Do that. Next Monday, 8 p.m., you can be sure as Sam, I'm going to be standing right here in this position. That's going to be on, and I'm going to be vibrating. So if you want to call in, come share like the wonderful gentleman, shout out. Show me how scary you are. Go ahead and breathe 4. Breathe in 4, hold in for 4, hold in that. 8. So with that, close your eyes. 1. Number 2, breathe in 4, out for 4, hold 4. You find it's not as easy as you thought. Then here's the kicker. Rub my hands together, folks. Let's see what time I got. Holy bajolies. I got about 4 more minutes. So, last step, and we're going to get the laws and principles on another time, is to visualize, understanding that your imagination is the most powerful, one of your most. Sleep, your memories, and your imagination are your superpowers. You are a superhero, folks. You didn't know it. Learned a lot today. Proud of you. So what I'm sharing with you is that your imagination, what it is, that's the key component, one of the key components, to bringing in what it is that you want. If you don't know visually in your mind as far as what you want, you won't see it. If you can't see it in here, you won't see it on here. Factual. So let's use it against itself. Imagine nothing. Nothing. Total blank space or whiteboard. Sometimes I go back and forth. Imagine all white or imagine all black. Do that for 30 seconds. Show me how bold. No. Do that for 15 seconds. I promise you, this is what's going to happen. You're going to close your eyes. It's going to imagine all black. You're going to say, oh, man, what am I going to make for dinner tomorrow? Oh, man. Oh, wait. Oh, let me. Ptah said for me to not think about anything. Let me go back to this blackboard here. All right. And on that blackboard is going to be, oh, man, I got that report to do in the morning. Oh. And you'll find yourself wrestling your own mind. And I'm talking about some WWE, some old school, some Hacksaw Jim Duggan type of wrestling. It'll put a fight. Your body consciousness will fight you at every turn. You are 2 beings. You're not one. You are 2 beings. You have your mind and then you have your body consciousness. You got to understand that your body consciousness works against you most times in your life. That's one good thing that I experienced from that. We all experienced, had the opportunity to experience. With COVID, because with COVID, it actually shut the world down. You couldn't go to work. You couldn't get your bacon sandwich. You couldn't go do this. You couldn't do what your body consciousness would lead you to. Because remind yourself, you're not breathing right now. You are being breathed. You are not constantly breathe in, hold, breathe out, breathe in, hold, breathe in. You're not doing that. Your digestive system, you're not saying, okay, now digest that apple and digest that thing that we thought was food that we got from Popeyes. You're not doing that. Your body's doing it for you. So you understand that for most of your life, your body consciousness has been running the show. Your mind has been absent. So now when you want to sit yourself down and tell your body what to do, your body's going to fight itself. Like, no, we've been doing very, very fine. No, start a fight with yourself. Beat your own self up sometimes. Sometimes you got to get yourself out and go for a jog. You might got the whole equipment. You get the sweatband to match the sneakers. You got the Jordans. You got the socks. You got all that. Nike'd out, Gucci'd out. And as soon as you go out, open that door, let's go ahead and take this 30-minute walk run. You know what? It's kind of foggy outside. I don't want to get sick. Whatever excuses that it takes to keep you in that state where your body consciousness has you under their thumb. This is freedom time. This is time to evolve, break out for that, understand what is true and living God is you, is inside of your chest. So I'm going to go ahead and just shut that thing down right now. Like I said, this is going to cut off in about a few minutes for everybody who's watching on the WRC TV program. Those who are on Facebook, I may go out a little bit long, but I do want to share my little close and make sure I do my due diligence for those watching. Like I said, it's the Ptah Shakur Speaks program. This is every single Monday from 8 to 9. You can also check me out. We got dipped off. Got to time it a little better than that. Anywho. Right at 9. Anyways, so if anybody that's on Facebook, like I said, this is the Ptah Shakur Speaks program. Check us out on Our Power. On this upcoming Wednesday, we'll be going to wonderful topics, and we invite the community to come in and share their stories. If you're a business individual, you want to promote your business, come on out. We want to hear from you. If you're a youth, or if you know of a youth that is doing something tremendous in the community, we want to make sure that we share those stories as well. It's open forum. You can come in here. We talk about some of the stuff we kind of go into some of the topics. We go into quite a bit of whistleblowing accounts like I'm sharing with you before. And for those who don't know what I'm talking about, you need to really start to ask some questions. This is a key time, and like I said, for the people that the enemies of truth, their end game is near, and this is for all the marbles. So this is definitely a time to really take accountability for yourself and ask yourself a question: what type of world do you want to live in? Do you want to live in a world with this dystopian world which we are being led to, where you're going to be having those metaverse Oculus goggles on, sitting in a room for 8 hours a day, devoid of the vitamin D on the sun, and continually, by that time, they're refining the food right now. I don't know if you're paying attention to that. Where you have your little sludge or your little slurry or your pills of what am I hearing? I'm sorry. You would have your little nutrient pills, almost like in the Matrix or Ready Player One, where you would have all of your finances go to a particular individual and you're just being taken care of. Or you could gravitate and you go into the 3D, 5D split. There's a whole other reality that's being presented where we can actually go back and rewind time to go back when the gods used to walk the earth. Understanding the Great Awakening and understanding who you are and the abilities that you have, and you laugh at all these enemies of truth, and you laugh at those who deliberately want to keep themselves in energetic enslavement. That's how beautiful this plan is. There's something for everybody. If we choose to remain in a stagnant situation and not evolve and not grow into the knowledge, wisdom, understanding of what we came here to do, this earth is an earth school. So if you don't want to do your work, it's fine. You can keep on coming back. They call it karma. Call it karma dharma. You keep on coming back if you want to. Ooh, pay attention. Christmas gifts is coming up. If you love your family, love anybody, please. I might get in trouble for this. I said my disclaimer. I would never hurt myself, never kill myself. I put myself out there and in opposition to some of this foolishness that's taking place. So if you love your family, please do not get that. I don't remember what it's called. Metaverse, Oculus, headgear situation. Don't go for it. I know it sounds fun. I tried it. I'm not a hypocrite, y'all. I tried it. It was fun. I played a little table tennis. One was a shooting game. One was boxing. I almost gave myself a heart attack boxing the air until I understood, whoa, this is too real. Understand that your mind doesn't know the difference. It doesn't know the difference of what's fake and what's real. Your cells are really experiencing that. Oh my God, I'm getting shot. So understand that your cells sync what it is that's coming through your sensory organs and how important that is when it comes to getting that information of who you are, the essence of who you are. They're capturing that, all of that through all these electronic devices. Snowden said it best. He was who forgot about Snowden? Mr. Snowden, who came proof positive and shared that all this technology and stuff exists. I made a reference as far as when Metaverse and Facebook, they knowingly decided to keep millions, I don't know if it's millions, maybe it's thousands, a bunch of accounts that were found out to be from 12-year-olds and under, but they didn't shut them down. They were still recording that information and still projecting their advertisements. They're not your friends of you and I. Ptah Shakur is the friend. I'm a friend of humanity. Make sure that the decisions that you make today will decide where you stood when humanity was asked to answer and call for the truth. Your great-great-grandchildren are going to ask you, okay, chapter 2023, what did you do? Did you sit idly by when you lined up and everybody sitting there and got them jabs left and right? Where was you at when you found out that they was putting certain things inside of the salads? Where was you at when they had this CRISPR information where they was genetically altering cells? Where was you at when they had this technology that was gathering your most sacred details, your pictures, your phones, your emotions, and your moments? What did you do? Did you continue to keep drinking the Kool-Aid, or did you actually stand up and listen to some of the individuals of the time that called for the caller for truth and called for everybody to stand up? Y'all heard my intro. If you didn't hear the intro, rewind it back. You get everything that you need. Anyway, this is Ptah Shakur signing off. I'm asking everybody you can hear the sound of my voice. I'm asking you earnestly to find that heaven on earth. If you don't have that individual, you might live in a house, you got 6, 7 people, and they all crazy, all listen to the same music and smoking weed all left and right and everything. You want to get away from that? And your 5 friends in your life will show you your future. If your 5 friends don't want to change with you, you want to change your diet, you want to change your interests, they don't want to go for it, you're going to have to cut them off. You need somebody to vibrate with, you need a heaven on earth, go out into nature. Reconvene to what's real, not synthetic. And if you need somebody to discourse with, Ptah Shakur is always here for you. So find that heaven on earth. I promise you will start to develop that God divine that's within. And when you develop that God divine within, I'm asking everybody to do their small part and develop small pockets on heaven on earth. It could be in your house. It could be on your block. It could be in a social media range, whatever. Let's all do our part to create heaven on earth so we can start flipping all these cards over. No one is coming for us, unfortunately. The only thing's coming is knowledge. No one's going to do it for us. There's no gods coming out of the sky. There's no aliens that's going to come down here and help us out either. The eyeballs is on us. Stage is set. So what do you do in this particular time? It's all up to you. Like I said, this is Ptah Shakur. Love and light to you all. Peace, love, and light.